Good evening. On behalf of our entire staff here at WHS, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to the seniors, to their families and friends, to our Baccalaureate Ceremony for the class of 2023. I do believe we are in for another wonderful evening of reflection, performances, and testimonials. This event, our Baccalaureate, is always one of the most meaningful gatherings of graduation and senior week. Before I make a few other remarks, I'd just like to cover a few details of some items. Immediately following this event, you can take a stroll down memory lane outside around our track to view the posters of our seniors that are hanging on the fence around the track. We will leave the lights on for you until 9:30, okay? Hopefully the weather cooperates. And speaking of weather, tomorrow appears that we will be outside on the turf at 5 p.m. We've been following it closely, very closely, and appreciate everyone's patience with that. And I was thinking, all right, if it's gonna rain, what are we gonna do? I knew exactly what to do. I was going to invite Mother Nature to Mr. O'Brien's Period 7 sociology class. I knew that those people, yes, right here, you know who you are, they definitely would have straightened things out and got us on the turf. Graduation will begin promptly at 5 p.m. Gates will open at 4. There, again, will be no opportunity to reserve any seating inside the stadium before 4 p.m. Seniors, as we said this morning, please report to your designated areas by 4:15. And following graduation is an incredible event, a community event that a lot of people have worked hard for called Project Graduation. Hopefully you've heard of it. This morning, our seniors were given their official invitation to Project Graduation. It is an event celebrating our graduates. It's held at Teamworks tomorrow night from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Students must arrive by 10:45. It is an alcohol-free, drug-free event providing our graduates with entertainment, a ton of food, fun games, and a chance to have an exciting, fun, and safe night with each other, almost for one last time, the last time perhaps, before a reunion. We are proud that Project Graduation has been a tremendous success for over 30 years here in Westborough because of the participation by the students on that evening, as well as the generosity of parents, neighbors, community members, and local businesses to pull this off. The theme is Circus Carnival. I think a little invitation here the seniors got. If any parents, guardians, family members, or grandparents would like to take a peek beforehand, it will be available from 1 to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, so if you're in and around Teamworks, stop in and take a look at that incredible transformation of Teamworks for our seniors. It is truly a community event with substantial involvement and support from the community. So we hope everyone can go and celebrate the fact that you're now alumni of Westborough High School. I'd also like to just extend a thank you to our members of our school committee, to Superintendent Bach, who's here tonight, to our assistant principals, Mrs. Barrett, Mrs. Mercadante, our athletic director, Mr. Carlo, our class advisors, and of course, Mr. Martin for coordinating tonight's event. It's been a great week. We've worked hard to prepare for all of it, and we hope that so far it's been fun and enjoyable. I know tonight will be as well. And tomorrow's graduation will be very, very special. Our baccalaureate has become a cherished event here in Westborough because it is a time to stop for a moment, to look back on all that has been accomplished individually and collectively as a class throughout your years in Westborough schools. We take a moment, a very important, special moment, to pause and reflect on those memories so that that will help us tomorrow commence and go forward. It's a time to give thanks. It's a time to reflect before tomorrow's graduation. So I hope you'll all agree that tonight's baccalaureate will have an impact on you, much like you have had an impact on Westborough High School. So thank you to this class for being a class that I could count on in so many ways. You've remained calm under so much pressure over the last 4 years. You've been direct, you've been honest, you've been respectful. Some of you have made me laugh. A couple of you have made me cry. But most of all, I'm very proud that you've left your impression on WHS that I will remember for a very, very long time, and I know many teachers and staff members will. I'll have a few more remarks to say tomorrow, but I'm truly going to miss you. So, before we proceed, let's embrace new beginnings. On this night, we pause and look back. I trust you will find this satisfying and memorable, so enjoy. Thank you.
Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Good evening, families, friends, and graduating class of 2023. I can't help but feel a mix of nostalgia, an overwhelming sense of pride as we gather here tonight. We're about to embark on a new journey in our lives, filled with memories and lifelong connections. But before we begin our commencement tomorrow, it's time for us to take a moment this evening to reflect, reminisce, and remember the people and events that have been so pivotal in getting us this far. Our time in high school has been nothing short of an epic adventure, filled with laughter and tears, as well as wins and losses. We were state finalists in skiing, volleyball, tennis, and girls indoor track. But that wasn't enough for us, as we were state champions in volleyball, girls co-op hockey, and most recently, the boys track state title. On top of all of this, the only 3 two-time All-American track athletes in WH history are in the class of 2023. These championship wins weren't just about the trophies and medals. They represented the strength and unity and the power of teamwork. We've also gained so much even from these losses. For example, our girls volleyball team. Last season of our junior year, they battled through the regular season, went undefeated, and were eventually not victorious in the state championship game. This did not knock them down, but instead, the team united in return this past season to then dominate all season and claim the state championship title as their own. It is important to recognize the benefits of loss in tough times. These moments determine the people we are. Without loss, we are without character. And our character is what makes this class so impressive. Our character was showcased during COVID, and although it was a challenging time, we found a way to thrive. Our class of 2023 was the only grade to experience shutdown, to remote, to hybrid, and finally back to normal. We learned how to master Zoom and the art of the mute button. Even though this period of our lives had many obstacles, we've discovered what we are truly capable of. We've achieved so much and experienced so many firsts. We took part in the first homecoming, rallied at the return of competition day, and the first district win for boys hockey in 39 years. Additionally, the music department earned gold medals at MICA. Had another successful second annual Pops Night, and the entire school supported Mr. WHS, raising over $20,000 for the Westborough Food Pantry in just 7 days. As we march into the next chapter of our lives, let's not forget the connections we've forged, the friendships we've cherished, and the memories we'll carry forever. Like a memorable movie soundtrack, our experiences will be the tunes that remind us of the laughter, the tears, and the incredible moments we've shared. Although we are at the end of high school, it is certainly not the end of being a Ranger. Class of 2023, it's time for us to take our final bow, but with a sense of excitement for what the future holds. Congratulations. Thank you.
So if you don't know what to make of this, then we will not relate. So if you don't know what to make of this, then we will not relate.
Hi everyone. To my peers, class of 2023 at Westborough High, coming to this point has been a long journey, opening the next chapter of our lives, never thinking that this everyday routine would end. Going down Main Street, turn after you seeing Westborough High School, ready at 8:10 a.m., no later or you get detention. Always listening to Mrs. Orlando on the announcements, talking to Mrs. McDermott as she writes my late pass. Under the stairs, we'd see mice scurrying around like us, being late to class with no pass. Attendance letters from Helen Benoit telling my mom they mean nothing. Ignoring them because I know I won't lose credit. On my way to course, first period, the class that brings my sanity back. Not accepting the fact I won't be able to experience something like this again. Senioritis is getting to me. Lately, I think, what's it going to be like when I'm not here, somewhere else? Surveying through Stats with Sullivan, statistics show that 25% of WHS will graduate this year. Our year has finally come, full of the hardest decisions of our lives. Too far to go back, 0 regrets, 2 days left, 3 years in the dust, it's our final year. You all put in the work to make it here, overcome the obstacles they threw at you. undergraduate years await us. Mr. Callahan watching over us, second floor, like Batman watches over Gotham. Almost there, just a few more hours till 2:30 p.m. Did you think you were going to make it? Each and every one of us did. I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of me. The final page of our story has come. Strive, and you will do great things. I wonder how you will see yourself in 10 years, after all the what-ifs, and I should-haves and I could-haves. I wonder how you will see yourself after you stop thinking about what could have been. Change your story, go out, do things you would never see yourself doing. Get out there, get out of your shell. Don't beat yourself up with regret. You still have the rest of your life to do whatever you want. My woodshop teacher had once said something to me. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Thank you. School bag in hand, she leaves home in the early morning, waving goodbye with an absent-minded smile. I watch her go with a surge of that well-known sadness, and I have to sit down for a while. What happened to the wonderful adventures, the places I had planned for us to go? Well, some of that we did, but most we didn't, and why, I just don't know. Slipping through my fingers all the time, I try to capture every minute, the feeling in it. Slipping through my fingers all the time. Do I really see what's in her mind? Each time I think I'm close to knowing, she keeps on growing, slipping through my fingers all the time. Sometimes I wish that I could change the picture and save it from the funny pics of time slipping through my fingers. Slipping through my fingers all the time. School bag in hand, she leaves home in the early morning, waving goodbye with an absent-minded smile.
And thank you to Ava Menezes for playing the piano for us.
Good evening, class of 2023, families and friends. Does tomorrow mark the end of 12 short or long years? At this point, I can't even tell. Out of all the memories we've had together, from acting and going buggy to hiding in garages for Senior Assassin, my most vivid memory is somehow crying on the first day of kindergarten because my mom wasn't there. The things we choose to remember. When high school first began, I, a confused middle schooler, was promised by a student that competition day would be the most exciting day of the year and something to look forward to. As the years progressed, competition day was always on my mind, from telling new students about it as a new student ambassador to discussing it with friends. That promise was finally fulfilled in the short period of 4 years, with a few delays here and there, of course. Our very first competition day as seniors lived up to its hype, dare I say. There in the rumbling bleachers, I had never felt more engaged and connected with my class. Being unified, cheering, and moving in lockstep with everyone from the class of 2023 is unforgettable. The main takeaway from this story extends far beyond this single event. In retrospect, it is incredible to see our class recover the high school experience promised from the beginning. We as a class rode a full roller coaster ride, having been told about events such as competition day to look forward to, having them face cancellation, and bringing them back demonstrates extraordinary persistence through unforeseeable times. There was no guarantee that our lives would return to normal. There was no guarantee that we could all be in this auditorium together at this moment. Who knew? I could have been a computer science major if high school proceeded normally. But what was certain, however, was our ability to take care of each other and make our classmates' day, even through challenges such as remote learning. It is clear that the values of friendship and community have been deeply ingrained in our class. And to that I say, continue taking care of your peers and your community wherever you may go. I want to forget and move past memories from the pandemic. However, they are a testament to how much we have recovered in a matter of 2 years. Though fortunate enough not to bear the brunt of the pandemic's impact, the dedication and hard work put in from class officers, as well as support from students, should not go unrecognized. The success of events such as prom, the school-wide volleyball tournament, and homecoming belongs to everyone. Our one and only competition day proved that we are an unstoppable force. As we face a new beginning, I want to make one promise: that no matter what, the class of 2023 will always march towards success. Thank you.
Can everyone hear me? Yeah. Okay. Hello, class of 2023, friends and family. Tonight I will be speaking about being a student athlete at WHS. Although I only played volleyball, WHS athletics shaped who I am now. Through my coaches, I learned about more than just the game, but about how to carry myself in life. Going into WHS volleyball as a freshman, I was a people pleaser, desperate to make a team. Once I was assigned the position of starting setter my sophomore year, my self-confidence and leadership skills had to change fast. I had to make decisions for my team, potentially determining the fate of the play and inevitably the game. One practice, I set one of my hitters, and before the ball even hit the ground, I asked her if that set was okay. My coaches immediately pulled me aside and told me, "Shannon, you have to trust your skills," and to go sing a song in my head to get out of the thinking part of my brain. The suggested song was Let It Go from Frozen. 2 years later, in the state championship match, you could see me singing. Ranger volleyball wasn't always sunshine and rainbows, as each season and off-season posed their own sets of challenges. But because I was forced to confront said issues with support systems in the athletic department around me, I am able to carry what I've learned to my future team at Emerson. WHS Athletics gave me a community from the first day of Rangers Give Back in 2019. Not only volleyball, but through spirit days or post-game arrivals to another sports game, we all shared in supporting each other as athletes. Not only the athletic community, however, supported our school sports, but seeing the turnout at the state championship match for volleyball or the co-op for Shrewsbury hockey, or going even to homecoming for football or GSOC or BSOC, they're all aspects of high school that I don't think anyone else will forget. Leaving WHS, I feel I know myself well and am prepared to continue my intra and interpersonal relationships with people in my life. A huge part of the leadership I learned in my time at WHS through the athletics is in the athletic department because of our wonderful athletic director, Ms. DiCarlo. Whether you know it or not, Ms. DiCarlo impacts all of us through arbiter schedules, posting sports results after games, or keeping our facilities maintained. Ms. DiCarlo's door is always open for any student, athlete or not, and will be terribly missed at WHS. Thank you to the WHS coaches, specifically my volleyball coaches, and Ms. DiCarlo for helping me develop myself as not just an athlete, but as a person. Thank you.
Walls are the stories that I can't explain. I leave my heart open, but it stays right here empty for days. She told me in the morning she don't feel the same about us in her bones. It seems to me that when I die, these words will be written on my stone. Then I'll be gone, gone tonight. The fire beneath my feet is burning bright. The way that I've been holding on so tight, with nothing in between. The story of my life, I take her home. I drive all night to keep her warm in time. It's frozen. my life. Written on these walls are the colors that I can't change. I leave my heart open, but it stays right here in its cage. I know that in the morning now I see us in the light up on a hill. Although I am broken, my heart is untamed still. And I'll be gone, gone tonight. The ground beneath my feet is open wide. The way that I've been holding on too tight, with nothing in between. The story of my life, I take her home. I drive all night to keep her warm in time. It's frozen. The story of my life, I give her hope. I spend her love until she's broke inside. The story of my life. And I've been waiting for this time to come around. But baby, running after you is like chasing the clouds. The story of my life, I take her home. I drive all night to keep her warm in time. It's frozen. The story of my life, I give her hope. I spend her love until she's broke inside. The story of my life. The story of my life. The story of my life. The story of my life.
Nurses have one of the most challenging jobs in the world. Not only must they think on their feet and manage a school full of hundreds of people, but they must deal with hundreds of teenagers. However, every day we refer to the school nurses but forget the incredible people behind their title. So today, I would not only like to honor one of our school nurses, but would also like to thank Mrs. Kelland for making WHS the community it is. I remember the exact day I met Mrs. Kelland, September 27th, 2019, in our freshman year. That morning, I ended up in the nurse's office after passing out. On that blur of a day, the one thing I still remember is Mrs. Kelland's calm, reassuring voice amidst a hurricane of panic. Since then, most of my encounters with Mrs. Kelland have occurred on the floor of some random hallway. But my memories from these days are never filled with pain, but with Mrs. Kelland's soothing nature. She never failed to let me know I would be okay no matter how dire the situation was, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be standing here today. I still remember the days I would come to school wondering how I would survive the day ahead of me, but Mrs. Kelland would meet me with a bright smile on her face, helping me start my day on a good note during one of the darkest periods of my life. While she helped me in more ways than I can count, most importantly, she gave me hope. Her kindness gave me the strength to make it through each day, knowing I had her unwavering support. Looking back, I know that I couldn't have made it through these past 4 years without Mrs. Kelland, and I can't put into words how huge of an impact she has had on my life. And so, after all you have done during your time at WHS, I cannot thank you enough for your incredible work, Mrs. Kelland. Thank you for giving us the privilege to have a healthy community at WHS. giving each student every opportunity to focus on their education rather than their health. Thank you for keeping this school together during a surge of illness these past few years, an unimaginable challenge that we never could have surpassed without you. Thank you for pushing me up the never-ending mountain that is the C-Wing ramp on the 3rd floor in a half-functional wheelchair with my 20-pound backpack on your shoulder more times than I can count. You really are the strongest person in this building. And most importantly, thank you for your kind heart and for letting us know that no matter what may happen, everything will be okay. I hope you will enjoy this next chapter of your life, and although we will miss you more than words can express, you will always hold a special place in each of our hearts. Mrs. Kelland, thank you for being you.
Westborough High School. I am honored to be sharing some thoughts and stories about Mr. Belvin. Over the years, I've had the privilege to be coached, taught, and mentored by this truly remarkable person. I truly cannot imagine what my life and my high school career would be like without Mr. Belvin. As most of you may know, Mr. Belvin is very organized and all about history. In his room, which is the corner room, and in my opinion, the best room to have in the whole school, there is a corner designated for the Westborough hockey team and all of its achievements. Mr. Belvin made an impact, Mr. Belvin made an impact on me right away when I was a freshman trying out for the varsity hockey team with a lingering groin injury. Although I was nervous, I ended up making the team and playing all 4 years of varsity hockey. I didn't score many goals or break any records, but I made memories that will last a lifetime. One of those memories, and the best in my opinion, was winning the CMAS championship this year. For this accomplishment, we won a plaque and a banner, and as the co-captain of the team, I got to take the banner home. Mr. Belvin told me to get it to him that Monday so we can show the whole school. That Monday morning, I rolled into school with the banner, and I walked into Mr. Belvin's room, but I didn't see him. So I thought to myself, whose class could I interrupt right now without them getting mad at me? Mrs. Miller. So I walked into her class, and she, of course, was happy to see me and kept the banner there until she saw Mr. Belvin. I then went on with my day, and 2 periods later, I was getting out of math, wondering if Mr. Belvin got the banner. And there it was, hanging up on the lockers right outside his classroom. I knew that banner was not going down anytime soon. Now, Mr. Belvin loves his hockey team, but he also loves the students. I am particularly impressed how he does not just have good relationships with his players, but also with his students that he doesn't coach. He treats everyone equally. Mr. Belvin would do anything for his kids. The school means everything to Mr. Belvin. He's an assistant AD, assistant varsity coach, JV head coach, teacher, and the head of the history department. Even with all that going on, he manages to be loved by his players, students, and colleagues. Mr. Belvin is a great coach, but he's also the favorite of many and holds the title, the best history teacher. Sorry, Mr. O'Brien. I have also had the pleasure of being a student of his, and I definitely understand why he gets that rep. He's a powerful writer with impressive intelligence, and he's very well spoken, and he cares for all of his students. Some of his famous quotes that will stick with us forever include, "Don't be late to my class with a coffee in your hand," "Tomorrow we don't meet so you can take the day off," and the one you'd be happy to hear, "Follow the money." Mr. Belvin has a professionalism to everything that he does, taking his job very seriously, and he never skips a beat. On top of all the things he's done at the school, Mr. Belvin is also a father, and his son Dave is sharing his passions with him, coaching hockey and teaching at Westborough. You can easily tell Mr. Belvin shaped his son into the man and teacher he is today.
I used to always see Mr. Bellman chasing kids down with hats or hoodies on through the halls. And about a month ago, I saw his son. Now, I see him always, and I say hey, but the first thing he said to me this morning was, "Hey Garrett, did a boy in a gray hoodie run by you?" The Bellman's legacy lives on. Mr. Bellman will always do everything the right way, and he defines what a Ranger is and what we should all strive to be. We all wish him the best in his retirement.
Good evening, class of 2023. We finally did it. Tomorrow, we will get to do something we have all been waiting years for. We will be walking across the stage in our cap and gown. But now that we are at the end of this long journey, we should look back on how we got here, by the hard work of ourselves, our teachers, and our parents. None of this would have been possible without the guidance and support of our wonderful teachers and administrators. They have stood by our side through all of the changes that have occurred over the last 4 years. They have learned new ways to teach us and keep us engaged, shown up to work each day with enthusiasm and love for their job, and supported us through all of the ups and downs of high school. Thank you to all of the teachers who have impacted our lives for the better, for being someone we can turn to whenever we need to talk, or just for loving the subject that they teach. We all know that it is not easy teaching a bunch of teenagers, but our teachers come to school wanting to do this every day. We couldn't have asked for anyone better to teach us over these last 4 years. I would also like to give a special thank you to our class officers, Mrs. Hilfinger and Ms. Hoy. They have stuck by our class through all of our crazy endeavors, and on top of being teachers, they have spent their time helping our class events run smoothly and efficiently. Thank you for everything that you've done for us.
Good evening. Tonight, I would like to take a moment to thank some very important people in our lives, our parents. When I think of the parents of the class of 2023, many different images come to mind. I see the parents that volunteer to chaperone trips and set up activities to make school more fun. I see parents who work tirelessly to support their families so that their children can focus on their education. I see parents who moved here from around the world in hopes of a bright future for their children. No matter what your family looks like, your parental figures are a significant part of your journey to where you are today and where you will go in the future. So, thank you, parents. Thank you for packing our lunches, helping us with our homework, and supporting us through all the challenges school has to offer. Thank you for chaperoning our field trips to Old Sturbridge Village and Brigham Hill Farm. Thank you for holding us accountable with college application deadlines and making us get out of bed when it seems impossible. We owe a lot of our success to you and your support. On behalf of our class, thank you for all of the ways you have supported us. And congratulations to the class of 2023 on all of your achievements. I'm lucky to have shared my school experience with you all. Thank you.
Hello, class of 2023. I want to take a minute to thank you, my fellow classmates. You have made our events possible. From prom to senior ball to spirit wear to other fundraisers and events, nothing could have been possible without all of you. I believe that we are a special group of people, and when we come together as a group, we make extraordinary memories. There's no doubt that everyone works so hard in school that sometimes it can just seem so miserable. But I know as a class, we kept each other moving forward and made the best of every moment. We've all grown so much during these years together. Tomorrow, as we all go our separate ways to accomplish incredible things on our own terms, we can look back at our high school years and smile and be thankful that we are members of this wonderful class and community. I know I wouldn't want it to graduate with anyone else. Thank you.
class of 2023 friends and family. I'm Sydney Allen, and this is Carolyn Jancarelli. We have been working hard to make a video to commemorate our years at Westborough.
We worked together with Anna Dean, Mimi Walker, and Steph Hogan to try and include everyone to make this as memorable as possible.
Thank you for your time, and we hope you enjoy.
Told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
I was thinking about the band. I was thinking about the bands. We were underground. Loaded merch in that 12-passenger van in a small club in Minnesota, and the snow outside of First Ave. I just wanted my name and a star. Now look at where we at, still growing up, still growing up. I would lay in my bed and dream about what I've become. Couldn't wait to get older, couldn't wait to be something. Now that I'm here, wishing I was still young. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would've told me, babe.
That's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I don't care what you put in. Here's the nights that you can't take back. We live hard, we love to laugh. And we all thought that we'd get rich fast. Hopped the plane out for greener grass. Found out the green is cash. Don't compare to the friends at last. See, we won't forget where we came from. The city won't change us. We beat to the same drum. No, we won't forget where we came from. The city can't change us. We beat to the same drum, the same drum. So here's to the cheap sunglasses, Red Bull and minivans, people who had your back when the world didn't understand. See, we won't forget where we came from. The city won't change us. We beat to the same drum. No, we won't forget where we came from. The city can't change us. We beat to the same drum, the same drum. You know I'm back, like I never left. Another sprint, another step, another day, another breath. Been chasing dreams, but I never slept. I gotta do what I do, the most I like was peace of mind. Seeking a find, they sleep when I die, want a piece of the pie, got the keys to the ride and shit, I'm straight. I'm on my way, get on my way. I'm running late, what can I say? I heard you die twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend, it's Exodus, searching for euphoria, searching through the mud to find the present, no ignoring. This got 20,000 deep up in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this. It's who I am. I couldn't forget. I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious.
It's been a long day without you,